Hi guys, in this video I will review Canon EOS RP, the latest mirrorless camera from Canon. This camera is in a way very similar to 6D Mark II. It shares the same sensor, 26 megapixel full frame and most of the features. As you may know, this is a mirrorless camera. That means it doesn't have a mirror box in between the lens and the sensor. Therefore, the camera can be smaller and lighter. My first impressions of this camera are quite good. Ergonomics is excellent, but Canon is famous for its ergonomics. The grip is just the right size to fit my hand. It is quite deep and covered with soft, non-slippery rubber. Also, on this camera right now you can see an extra grip on the lower part. This is just what this camera needed to be perfect for holding. Without the grip, my pinky finger maybe was in the air, but with the grip, the camera fits perfectly. This camera is probably the best choice for anyone upgrading from some entry-level DSLRs, like anything from Rebel series. The main reason for that is quite good sensor, full frame, which will make a huge difference in low light conditions, and also you will get better color and dynamic range. At the same time, this camera kept excellent and easy to use menu interface, so I don't think anyone will have problem mastering this camera. In my opinion, ergonomics on this camera is perfect. It has all the manual controls. For example, it has twin dials, one at the front and one at the back. So in manual mode you can at the same time control aperture and shutter speed. Also it has AF on back button for back button focusing. This is something that all the advanced users will appreciate. Also, as you can see, the camera is just the right size for my hand and all the controls are easy to reach under my fingers. Currently I am using this camera with EF mount adapter. That means I can use all the Canon EF mount lenses. These are the lenses made for SLR Canon cameras, and they work just as fine on a mirrorless camera. EOS RP has a 3-inch LCD which is articulated in all directions. This is great stuff for recording video logs because, as you can see yourself while you are filming. Regarding image quality from EOS RP, the camera didn't disappoint. It has the same sensor like 6D Mark II, which means it produces very nice images, excellent colors, plenty of details. 20 megapixels should be enough for everyone. It is also, in my opinion, one of the best sensors on the market regarding low light performance. This is subjective, but in my opinion this camera can be usable up to ISO of 25,600. That's absolutely top level. Video quality from EOS RP is quite good. Already in Full HD it looks quite detailed with excellent color, and there are no artifacts, there is no moire, no artifacts of compression, so I'm very pleased. But only when you switch to 4K you will see how capable this camera actually is. 4K looks extremely detailed with the same excellent color, and I think you will truly enjoy recording videos and viewing them from this camera. On the back you can see a 3 inches LCD screen. It has around 1 million dots and viewing quality is excellent, as is the case with brightness and viewing angles. Still, it feels a bit weird to have this huge frame around the LCD. It could have been a little bit bigger. LCD has touch functionality, it works perfect, and it works for all camera functions. That means playback, focus changing, menu systems and everything else. Actually, the only reason why I'm mentioning this is because not all competitors have such good touchscreen integration. For example, Sony Alpha 7 only has touch function to change focusing points. It doesn't work in menu system, so this is a big plus for Canon. Above the LCD you can see electronic viewfinder, which is also quite good in quality. It has 2.3 million dots. That is not maybe the highest number on the market, but this is also not the most expensive camera on the market. As far as electronic viewfinder quality, I am still very happy. It has good refresh rate, it is detailed, and actually it's a joy to use it. On the bottom you can see a battery. It's a relatively small LP-E17 unit. It is used in a cheaper Canon DSLR Rebel series. In this camera it lasts only around 200 shots, and that is one of the worst aspects of this camera. Basically you will have to buy at least one, maybe even 2 or 3 more batteries to help you last through the day. In the same compartment you can see a memory card. EOS RP supports SD memory cards, and it supports the highest UHS 2 memory card speed, which you will need for recording 4K video. On the left side there are connectors. EOS RP has everything you might want: microphone input, headphones output, connector for a wired remote, HDMI output, and also USB Type-C connector, which sadly is not 3.0, it is only 2.0. Still, not everything is as good with this camera as I thought at the beginning. There are some limitations. The biggest limitation is the battery. I already mentioned that. Battery lasts only around 200 shots, which is quite low for camera released in 2019. Also, many users will be disappointed with video mode. Video quality is great, but there are some limitations. If you record in 4K, the camera applies a very strong crop, 1.7 times. Also, when recording 4K video compared to Full HD, there is no dual pixel focusing. Since dual pixel, in my opinion, is the best focusing system on the market, I really don't understand why Canon decided not to include it in 4K video. Also, the sensor is not stabilized. Almost all competitors now have stabilization in the camera. Sony Alpha 7 has it, Nikon Z6, Z7 have it, Panasonic S1, and pretty much all the smaller sensor mirrorless cameras like Fuji Olympus and Panasonic have it. That means you rely on stabilization in the lens if you have it, or you will have to use gimbals when recording video. Also, when talking about battery, I need to mention this camera does support charging of battery inside the camera, but only with the original charger, which is somewhere around $200. That's way too much. I tried connecting it to some generic smartphone chargers and the camera didn't respond. For the end, despite some of its limitations, I am extremely pleased with this camera. It has very high image and video quality, ergonomics is great, and I genuinely enjoyed using this camera. It feels great in hand, especially with this extra add-on grip. I definitely recommend buying it. So if you are upgrading from some smaller sensor camera, you will be more than pleased. This will be a very big jump forward in terms of usability and image quality. That's all for this review. Click like, subscribe, and see you in another review.